Welcome to May at Universal Orlando Resort. This month there's some exclusive bonus benefits for annual pass holders. There's a new button, a new magnet, some exclusive food offerings, and we're gonna check them all out today.
All the bonus benefits we're gonna cover in this video are available from today, May 1st through May 22nd. So let's not waste any more time and head on in.
The first menu item, you don't even have to step foot inside the park. We stopped over at Starbucks over in City Walk and I got the exclusive drink for this month. It's vanilla cold brew with vanilla cold foam, caramel crunch, and caramel drizzle. I just got a small one to try and it's really good. It is definitely sweet though, so if you don't like sweet coffee drinks, this probably isn't for you, but I would definitely get it again.
So we are inside the park now and the crowd level is really light. Now I don't know if it's just a slow day or if it has anything to do with Epic Universe. Previews now open to the general public. I would think a lot of people are going to be buying a ticket for Epic Universe, but on the way in and just from what we can see walking through over here, it's pretty light. All right, so the first order of business is popping over at the Tonight Shop, which is the Jimmy Fallon gift store, and this is where you can pick up your AP magnet and the little Epic Universe button that they're giving away. So we're gonna head in now and go get that first.
So here's the pass holder magnet for the month. It's for the Jaws
40th anniversary.
Yeah, 1975. Wow. That's pretty cool. And then the button is for Stardust Racers, which is really cool. The back says, "Race across the cosmos." Remember when we used to duel on Blizz Rock and Pie Rock? Those days were so cool. Blinding speed, twists and turns, the dust has settled, dueling has returned.
The first free piece of Epic Universe merchandise right there.
That's really cool. I really like both of these.
That magnet might be like one of the favorite magnets we've ever gotten.
Yeah, we
That's
have to
so
add,
awesome.
add it to the fridge collection.
You can see Bruce took a bite out of the life preserver there, and then the A is a shark, the shark fin.
Yeah, the shark fin. That's really cool.
That is awesome. And by the way, if you're a newer annual pass holder and maybe you haven't been here as often as we have, you don't know where the Tonight Shop is, as you walk into the park, there's the Music Plaza stage and Rip Ride Rocket. And as you're heading into New York, the first thing you're gonna pass is the Tonight Shop. It's in this building right here. So we're just making our way through the park now, doing a lap, and we noticed that the Christmas store is closed. The nutcrackers that were here are all gone. You could see the rings from where they used to be for years, but this was the year-round Christmas shop here at Universal Studios. And right now it just has like generic flowers and whatnot in the window, but this kind of closed without any sort of announcement.
I spotted the Coca-Cola trailer over here. I don't know if this is just like a pop-up for maybe like the summer, but I want to see what's on the menu. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but when I was pregnant, I wanted Coke slushies, like cherry Coke slushies, all the time.
A little small, like springtime menu they have there. They have tachos. They have the Coca-Cola glazed ribs, which we've definitely had here at Universal before. I don't know if it was like an HHN item, or maybe they just had it like in the summertime in years past. And then they have like a pineapple skewer with tahini on it. That sounds really good, like on a hot day. And then a couple of other drinks too. One alcoholic and one non-alcoholic. I just can't get over these crowd levels. Like we're over here in Hollywood, about to head into the Five and Dime, and there's just barely anyone here. So we just popped in the Five and Dime. They still have the same Creature from the Black Lagoon display over here in the front, but that's not what we're here for. We're here for something really, really cool. So if you come in the back of the Five and Dime, almost right by where the Bourne Stuntacular gets out, they have a whole bunch of new Back to the Future merchandise, because Back to the Future is celebrating its 40th anniversary. So Jaws is turning 50, Back to the Future is turning 40. They have this long sleeve t-shirt right over here. This was originally $45. It's on sale for $30.99. Here is the Loungefly. This has been around for a little while, this particular Loungefly. This is pretty cool. This is new, I believe, or it's at least new to me. 30 bucks. It's the little hoverboard, kind of like crossbody bag. I'm sure there's a strap on the inside of this. For $40, they have the Flux capacitor pillow, disconnect capacitor drive before opening, shield eyes from the light. For $95, they have this jacket with all like comic book, almost anime style artwork on it. And then for $30, this is one of the 40th anniversary t-shirts. You got Marty and Doc right there with the flames in the road. And then on the sleeve, it says Back to the Future 40. Now there is another t-shirt, I don't see it in here, so we'll keep an eye out for it when we go through the rest of the park, but that's really awesome. They also have this Out of Time tank top. For $25, you have this Back to the Future 40th wallet. For $25, you have this Doc Brown blueprint notebook over here and has all the blueprints of the DeLorean time machine. And that's about it for the 5 and dime over here. So if you're looking for any Back to the Future 40th merch, you can find some of it here. I found the shirt for you.
Absolutely not.
For some reason, not a fan of Brendan Fraser.
Nah, I don't like him. I don't know why. He just bothers me.
This is a pretty cool shirt too. I don't think I've seen this one before. It's like an acid wash, glow in the dark Slimer shirt. This is $37. And again, I don't know if this is the Epic Universe effect or not in action, but I am like shocked. Like, look behind me. There's nobody here. This is so bizarre. The park's open for another like 2.5, almost 3 hours. We looked at the wait times. The longest wait in the park right now is Gringotts, and it's 35 minutes. Everything else is like 20 minutes or less. So this is the time to come to Universal Studios, and I'm assuming Islands of Adventure. I don't know if we're gonna get over there today, but with Epic open now for the general public in terms of previews, looks like the crowds are pretty light over here at the original parks. And if you're watching this video and you happen to be a longtime viewer of the channel, you know Central Park means information time. This is where Alex and I come, where we're about to give you the lowdown on whatever the topic is, and right now it's pass holder bonus benefits. So let's go find a seat and tell you everything you need to know.
We wanted to go over some of the exclusive offerings for this month. So there's some exclusive dining locations at Lombard's Seafood Grill and the Universal's Great Movie Escape. There's also some exclusive menu items at select locations. So the exclusive menu items, they have a sweet and salty crunch donut at Voodoo Donuts, which I think we're gonna try today. They have a meatball sub at the Bread Box, sushi pizza at the Cowfish, which that sounds really good. Crawfish poutine at Pat O'Brien's.
Some more pass holder menu items are the Magi Mule, which you can get over at the Great Movie Escape, the spicy citrus mahi mahi sandwich at Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. Here at Universal Studios Florida, you can get the salmon tuna crispy tacos at Lombard's. You can also get the Magi Mule over at Chez Alcatraz. Over at Islands of Adventure, you can get the crispy za'atar spiced chicken sandwich at Mythos Restaurant. And then earlier, like we showed you, Starbucks has that special vanilla cold brew that is exclusive for APs in the month of May as well.
They also have some exclusive deals for photo packages. So there's 35% off the My Universal Photos annual pass photo package, as well as amazing pictures, buy one, get one free offer. They also have early park admission at Universal Volcano Bay. So with a 3-park power or seasonal pass holders, you can enjoy early park admission to Volcano Bay up to 30 minutes prior to park opening.
And then of course there is the Jaws magnet as well as the Stardust Racers button. So make sure you pick those up. If you're in Universal Studios, you can get them at the Tonight Shop, which is where we went earlier. Or if you're on the Islands of Adventure side, you can get them at the annual Pass Holder Lounge, which is inside of Toon Lagoon. While we're over here, something else I wanted to talk about and kind of just share my thoughts on, because this has kind of divided the annual pass holder community, is the opportunity is now available for the general public to preview Epic Universe, I believe up until like May 19th. So a couple weeks back, Universal gave some like quote unquote stipulations on how you can come and preview Epic Universe. There were a certain amount of tickets allotted every day for annual pass holders. That's still the case. This was never a full annual pass holder preview, regardless of what some pass holders might think. This was never an annual pass holder exclusive preview window. So a lot of people are kind of like up in arms on the fact that they opened this to the general public, and pass holders that had tickets for dates between now and when the preview period ends are going to go with higher crowds. You also had the opportunity to go and buy a ticket if you had a resort stay at a Universal/Lowe's resort here on property. So if you booked a stay, you can go down to the lobby to the Vacation Planning Center, buy a preview ticket for Epic Universe. You didn't have to have an annual pass for that. All you needed was your resort stay. From now until May 19th, like I said, I believe that's the final date, anybody can go and purchase a Epic Universe preview ticket. So the capacity is definitely going to increase between now and that period. The amount of people that are visiting the park, it's definitely going to be busier. So if you're going to an AP preview anytime between now and when the park officially opens on May 22nd, get ready for a little bit of a higher crowd volume. Don't know exactly what the difference is going to be, but now that the general public can go, it's definitely going to be a little bit busier. But like I said, this was never an annual pass holder preview. Universal specifically said they were allocating a number of tickets every day just for annual pass holders. This was never a preview period for only APs. So a lot of people are acting like pretty entitled, thinking that like they were the only ones that can go and preview Epic Universe other than team members. It's not the case. Now everyone can go, and I think this is a good thing for Universal because they need to up the capacity as it gets closer to opening. Because right now it's pretty light. Like, yes, if you go on like the Facebook groups and see things on social media, the lines to get into the park in the morning are really, really long. But then once like mid-afternoon hits, it completely drops down. Like I just looked at the waits right now. It's almost 5 o'clock. Stardust Racers is a 15-minute wait. Monsters Unchained is a 30-minute wait. So the waits drastically go down throughout the day, which is not going to be the case once the park opens to the general public for real on May 22nd. So this is Universal's way, I think, of ramping up operations as we get closer to the official opening so that they can handle larger crowds. And from a business point of view, I think it makes a lot of sense. So the last bunch of times we came to Universal Studios, we would walk past the Amity bathrooms outside the entrance to the Wizarding World and wonder, what the heck are they doing? Well, it looks like they're redoing everything. They stripped the roof. Looks like it's getting a brand new roof. It's getting a brand new siding or whatever type of material they're gonna put on this. But yeah, this is gonna be closed for a little while.
I just got off of Gringotts and we were walking through Diagon Alley and there was like nobody in there. It was like rare that there was like nobody there. People were taking pictures. It was like a good time to take pictures because there was like hardly anybody in the background. I just can't believe how empty the park is. It's crazy.
So we're passing through San Francisco and this is where you can find amazing pictures. And this is one of the places that have bonus perks for pass holders. And you could buy one, get one free. So let's go in, just kind of see what they have in here. I don't think we're gonna do it today, but it's kind of where you go and they essentially Photoshop you and your family onto a background. Yeah, and here's an example of what your picture would be. So you can see this family has the Jurassic Park background. And as we're making our way through San Francisco, I'm assuming all this trussing is for like Grad Bash or any of those after hours event they do this time of year, but it's giving me HHN vibes. Before you know it, we'll start coming here doing some HHN updates. So something that I am interested to see is once Epic officially opens on May 22nd, what are the crowd levels gonna be like here at the original parks in May and through the summer? Like a lot of people think these are gonna be empty, but I do think these are gonna be probably even more crowded because for the longest time, the only Epic Universe ticket that you can buy was that 3-day ticket or a multi-day ticket. I think there were a couple of different options, but with only 1 day at Epic. And then they released like single-day tickets to the general public. But for the longest time, people had to buy those bundled tickets. So if you bought the bundle, you have to use those other 2 days. So people are gonna be coming here instead of just, doing Epic and leaving. You're gonna obviously spend more time at the Universal Orlando Resort. So it'll be interesting to see, once it opens, what the crowds here and over at Islands look like. Look at that, on the Music Plaza stage on the screens, they are advertising those bonus benefits. And you can scan that QR code if you're in the park to see what they are, or you can watch Matt and Alex and we'll give you all the information you need. So before we head out, we have to stop over at Voodoo Donut because they have a new pass holder exclusive donut and we have to try it out for science.
All right, for science. Their donuts are so good, but I really am not getting any other flavor other than the Nutella, which I love Nutella, so it's good, but I don't really have, like you can see the caramel sauce on top here, but it's not strong at all. Like I don't really taste the caramel at all, but it is good, but there's nothing really like that special about it. I was excited because it was like, what is it called? The salty crunch?
Sweet and salty crunch.
Sweet and salty crunch. There's not really any crunch. I guess the crunch is supposed to be the sprinkles, and there's not really salty. Oh, I guess, okay, here. I can see some of that right here and right there. See that chunk right there?
Yep.
That's the sea salt. But there's not a lot on here, so like I'm not getting any salty flavor, which is kind of disappointing because I love like sweet and salty stuff. That's like my favorite. But I really am just getting sweet Nutella.
If you like Nutella, you'll probably like it, but there's probably 5 or 10 other ones at Voodoo Donut that I would get before I get this. So on the way out, we stopped in the Universal Studios store, and I believe this came out like today or maybe yesterday. They have a Time Turner popcorn bucket from Harry Potter. You turn it upside down, the sand
actually works. This is really cool. This is $34.99 and you get your first fill for free.
So we just did a lap around City Walk. There used to be a kiosk that sold the Back to the Future anniversary stuff. We were talking to a team member that was here a few days ago. Now they switched it to just like generic Back to the Future stuff for whatever reason. So if you want any of that Back to the Future merch, there is like a couple of other things that I did see online that they didn't have in the parks, but you have to go in the park to get that merch. All right, so that is gonna do it for our quick trip out here to Universal to kick off those pass holder bonus benefits. I do want to come back and try a couple of the menu items. I know you probably would like those tacos, the salmon tacos over at Lombard's.
Oh yeah, but I was also thinking I want the sushi pizza from Cowfish.
Does sound good. There's a couple of things on those exclusive menus that we're eyeing. So we'll definitely be back throughout the month of May. This weekend we're going back to Epic Universe. So from the next few days, expect a bunch of new Epic Universe content from us. So if you're not already subscribed, I don't know what you're doing because you're missing out on everything we're putting out. So make sure you subscribe down below so you don't miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys real soon.